Thanks for joining. Just gonna wait till gonna wait to get started. Oh, Slim, you're here too. Great. Yeah, we're just gonna wait a few minutes. Just chit chat. I got just a small haul of 8 books that I want to share, and also it's my 100th Jim Lee book to the PC, so that's a big one. But I go beyond 100, so I not only reached 100, I eclipsed it. So we'll see what Jim Lee books I got. In my last couple of comic hauls, I haven't picked up Jim Lee books, which is rare for me. Usually, when I go out, I usually pick up. I'm focused on at least picking up 1 or 2 Jim Lee books. But yeah, my last couple of hauls have been just really small and just picking up the good stuff I found. But fortunately, on my last couple of visits, found some really good Jim Lee stuff. So excited to share that with you guys. It's a Wolverine book. The 100th book is not a Wolverine book, but I do have a Wolverine. Yeah, there's a Wolverine in the book, on the book, I should say, on the cover. So yes. And there's a book that Minutia Minute, I don't know if he's going to be joining, but there's a book that Minutia Minute featured recently. And when he did, I was like, oh, I need to get that because it's one of the covers I didn't have. And fortunately, I found it today. I picked up like 2 more books on my way home from work. So no, none are autographed, unfortunately. I wish. So if Jim Lee comes again, I would really like to have him sign the books, but it's such a financial. I mean, I just wish I had been more focused back in the 90s when I was collecting on getting his signatures. I wish I had done that because getting them free would have been amazing. But having to pay, about like $100, over $100 per signature at these signing events. Not that I'd want to get them slabbed, but oftentimes you don't have a choice. You're like, you're paying sort of slab type fees, even though you don't want to get the CGC signature books. You're paying like $100 just for the signature. So it's a tough decision. I do want more books signed by him. I may just have to buy him off you, Slim. You probably don't want to part with him at all. I would understand. How are you guys doing? Any haul pickups? I know I spoke with Slim yesterday, so I know you did pick up some books and some cards. Tylox, how about you? Well, I guess we can get started soon. I do want to wait. I'm hoping like Naman pops in and some more people pop in. It is I do want to. Hitting the 100th Jim Lee book is personally for me is a big. Hey, fanboy, what's up? Good to see you, man. It's been nice. It's finally nice to kind of connect with you live. That's great. Yeah, been enjoying your content as well. Just gonna wait a few more minutes and get started. But thanks, guys, for dropping in. This is my first live stream. Yeah, I normally just kind of tape my videos and post them, but for this was a kind of a special comic book haul, so I did want to go live and just kind of interact with people. Um, and I don't expect a lot of people to come in, but I'm just thankful for the ones that are in right now, and thank you guys for joining. It's good to just connect and share. Um, Again, it's a special haul because um, it's my 100th Jim Lee book, and I anticipate I'm just going to get a lot more. Jim Lee. I think there was some data out. Jim Lee has over 800 covers currently published. And, Jim Lee still has years to go in his career. Who knows how I'm hoping he can go, for many, many more years creating and putting out, whether it's variant covers or doing actual runs. I just hope he has a longer career. And we see, many more books, but already 800. I don't know if I can get 800 of those books, but I'm at 100 now, which is good. And so 100 means 100 different comic books. I have doubles of those, but I didn't count those. It's just 100 books. And so I think that's pretty significant for me. Yeah, 800 covers is a lot. I think Neil Adams had around that many over his long career, and Jim Lee's already at that. So I don't know who holds the record for comic book covers, but I'm sure Jim Lee has probably got to be close to it, I would imagine. 800 is a lot for an artist, and that's just, I didn't even realize that it was that many when I heard. So I got the data from Sleepy comic book reader, and that surprised me when I heard it was 800. It surprised me that Neil Adams had 800 as well. So I don't know who the most prolific comic book artist is. I mean, it could be a number of people. It could be like, a lot of those Silver Age, a lot of the sort of Silver Age artists were exclusively working on multiple titles for their respective companies. So maybe one of those artists. If you know, drop a line if you know who the most, I guess, prolific comic book cover artist is. How many? We're talking about just covers. But I would imagine Jim Lee's on that list somewhere. It'd be interesting to see that data compiled. Okay, well, it's 9:00, and as promised, we're going to get to the books I picked up. And for those of you who follow me, and normally I'm in this sort of, I just film on my desk and stuff, but I've actually picked up a shelf for free. I picked up this Calyx shelf from somebody in my neighborhood who, I don't know if you guys use the app Nextdoor. It's a great app. I use it. And I just pick up free stuff here and there off the app. And I got this shelf, which is a 5x5 Calyx. It's huge. I put it together all yesterday, and it's up. It's not finalized yet, but I was able to kind of organize it and get some books up here to show off. And we'll just, this is sort of my space now, so it's pretty cool. But we'll start with my first pickup. And I got this actually, I picked this up in a collection of books that I got for free. And for those of you who were around in the 90s and reading comics and all that, I think this came out when I was in high school, and I was reading Bloom County. It was like, and it still is pretty amazing. And this is a first edition print. I'm gonna pull it out here. I don't know how much it's worth, but I just thought it's cool, because it's what I read when I was in high school. I think I did read this particular. And what's interesting is this was printed in 1990, and there's still some pretty like cool stuff in it. Especially there's one frame here. Like I'm going to show it to you close up. But it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump in this Bill the cat is running for something. Trump for the strip, it says. And I'm sorry, it's a bad camera angle here. I'm trying to show it to you, but there's Trump. He says, "I want the biggest, tallest, most expensive, glamorous herring head." And he's I guess he's Trump. I think it's Opus. Looks like Opus is body on Trump's head on Opus's body, and then there's I guess a black version of Donald Trump, which is so 90s. Yeah, this was just for those of you Bloom County fans. I'm sure you have comic books or maybe books, these kind of collected books as well. This is just complete nostalgia for me, and I picked it up in a collection of books for free. So it's just something that's I'll add to the collection of comics, not comic books, but comics. So that's the first book. Again, free pickup. Put it up there. Bloom County. All right, let's get to my books. Just gonna put the camera here so you can get a good angle. We'll start off with, now on my way from work, I posted a preview video. Cool. Yeah, 100 is a nice number to own for Jim Lee. I'm very happy about that. So I posted a preview video today, and maybe some of you saw it on YouTube, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do a live stream. But on my way home from work, I did stop by Half Price Books, and I picked up 2 more books, and we'll go over what those books are. I picked them up for 25 cents each. This is the first of the books I picked up on my way home from work, and this is Powers of X, issue number 4. I got it for 25 cents. It's a clearance. Now that sticker is actually on the book. So what I'm going to do is, after this live stream, I'm going to use the old Revlon hairdryer, and I'm going to remove that sticker. I'm going to just blow dry it, heat it up, and remove it. So hopefully that comes off. Now I got 8 books here to show off. You already saw the first one, the Bloom County, and now I've got 7 more books. And I paid $8 total for the books. And I'll go over what I paid as we move along. Okay, let me just get this more in focus here. It's kind of out of focus. There, that's a little better. Okay. So yeah, the first book, Powers of X number 4, 25 cents. Normally I don't pick up these kinds of books, but when it's 25 cents, I will, especially, because it's a key, and this is sort of just a really popular book. And I do like X-Men. I collect X-Men as well. Did you, yeah, I'm curious to see what you pick them up for 50 cents, right, fanboy? Right. I'm curious to see what you picked up. It should be nice. All right, moving on. I picked up this beautiful cover here by Jay Lee. Slim, you were showing off your Jay Lee books yesterday, and I told you yesterday I picked up the Dark Tower. Or we talked about it, right? I picked this up as well. It's the Dark Tower, the Gunslinger Born. This is the first of the Dark Tower in comic books. Now, all of you know
that Dark Tower series, or the Gunslinger series, is a 7-book sort of epic series of novels by Stephen King, fantasy. And I've read a lot of stories, especially I've read a lot of Stephen King books, especially early Stephen King. And The Shining remains my favorite of all the books he's written. Misery is probably second, but definitely the Gunslinger series is up there as well. It's probably as good as the two I mentioned. And so when it came out in comic book form, I was like, dude, I got to get this issue. So my original issue is in South Korea at my parents' house. And I have some other comic books there and sports cards there, which I'm looking to pick up when I go back and visit them. And when I get those, I'll, share them with you as well. But this is my second copy. I picked this one up for half of cover, not 25 cents. I picked it up for half of cover, which was $2. So I picked this up for $2. And the reason I got it is because first of all, it's a great cover by Jay Lee, but I also think this is definitely coming to the big screen at some point. There have been reports over the years that Stephen King was going to develop. It's just such a big epic, it's like 7 novels. And it covers, like, it has a prehistory, and this one is actually the origin of the gunslinger, Roland. And so, that's the reason I picked this up, because I know this is going to be a movie at some point. And even if it isn't, it's just, this is a great story of how he becomes a gunslinger. So if you just are into good stories, I would say read the Gunslinger series and then get this comic. The series the novels do touch upon this story, but this story is actually, it's like in the novels, it's a flashback, but in this comic book, it's it's the actual story in comic books with panels and everything. So it gives you more context, but it's pretty much the retelling of that flashback. I agree. This is like so good. Yeah. Again, this isn't, you could probably find them in a dollar bin or somewhere. It's not terribly expensive, but I would pick them up on the cheap. Like I did, I picked this up for $2 and just stash it away. Just stash a couple copies away. Cause again, this is just such a good intellectual property for Stephen King. And when people, like, I'm sure not too many people have read the novels unless you're maybe a King fan or like into those kinds of books. But for the ones that have read the book, you'll know how epic and exciting and amazing. And if they brought that story and they stayed true to it in the movies, you're talking about just an amazing cinematic experience. All right. So that's that. All right. Now we're getting to the 100th Jim Lee book in my collection. All right, so this is the 100th book. It's Punisher War Journal number 8. Yay! All right, congratulations to me. So this is the 100th Jim Lee book added to the PC, and it's a great cover. It's early Jim Lee work. Now, this is not only a Jim Lee cover, it's Jim Lee interiors as well. And so, at around issue 4, he took over the Carl Potts run and just ran away with it, right? He did the next 15 issues in the run, all the covers, most of the interior work. I think toward the latter part, he did just covers, and then some other artists took over. But I agree, Slim. Great Punisher cover. And that's Jim Lee right there, where's his signature right there? There it is. Jim Lee. So that's the 100th book. And I found this in a pile of Punisher War Journals and other Punisher books. And so I picked up this one as well. This is the 101st Jim Lee book to the collection, 101. And it's the very next issue in the run, issue number 9. Great cover, Black Widow, Dream Time with the Black Widow. This is another Jim Lee. And what's cool about this cover, and I think, Slim, you're going to appreciate this, is Jim Lee did his signature in like a web design. You see that? Jim Lee, like in a spider web design. I just thought that was cool. Yeah, very cool. Thanks, Surfer. Yeah. So that's 100, 101. Oh, you're not way off, Tylox. We're going to get to some Wolverine stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, I think people sleep on the fact that Jim Lee had these. This is early Jim Lee work, and these are still very affordable. I mean, there's one, Punisher War Journal number 7 is it 7? Yeah. Number 6 is the Wolverine cover. That's like around $30 right now, right? That's the really pricey one. But you can still pick up the Jim Lee covers from like issue 2 on. I think issue 1 is Carl Potts. So from issue 2 on through 19, they're all Jim Lee covers. So if you guys are just looking for Jim Lee stuff, I would recommend picking up that early run. There are a bunch of nice covers, but yeah. Like if you just love the Punisher, there's a lot of images like that. All right, so yeah, Tylox, this is for you, buddy. There's Wolverine right there. Is right there. Now, this is an X Factor book that I've been meaning to pick up. I just didn't want to pay for it. I wanted to pick it up kind of in the wild and pick it up for, like around $2, which is what I paid for this book. I paid $2. I mean, it's not I'm going to probably kind of wipe it down and give it a nice clean, but the spine is really nice. I would say I would grade it at an 8.5. It's not an expensive book. I would say it book's around $5, right? But it's Jim Lee, it's X Factor. It's actually, I think, it's one of the only Jim Lee X Factor covers. So if you're a big X Factor fan, this is the cover for you in terms of Jim Lee stuff. And yeah, like this book was published in 1990. So this is 91. This is a 91 book. So this is right around the time they introduced the new team. So this is like one of the last team covers where you see like sort of the old suit designs, the brown suit, because in the 90s they completely revamp. Like even Jubilee gets a new costume. Well, Iceman stays the same, but like Scott, Jane, Havoc, he like kind of disappears and joins. What team did he join? Yeah, he joined like some weird team. And then, Wolverine dons the yellow suit. So they all kind of get new suits. But this is I do like the old X Factor suits for Scott and Jean. I thought those were cool. And you got Cable there. So 90s goodness, great cover, X Factor 62. This is my 102nd Jim Lee book in the collection. Right, Jubilee gets a raincoat. That's right. So yeah, I mean, people don't recall like these were the images that people were used to. And then when the new redesigns on the costumes came on that, the X-Men 1, the infamous X-Men 1 cover, that really got people excited about the new direction for the team. Okay, moving on. So I think we got a couple more Jim Lee books. And yeah, This is the next one I picked up. This Justice League run, I want to try to pick it up. I'm just being patient with it. There are actually 2 books there, 2 Justice League books there for $2 each. I just picked up one, number 3, great Wonder Woman cover, great Justice League cover of all the members there. Yeah, this is a classic cover. Not really a key issue, but just amazing Jim Lee DC stuff, more modern stuff. I do watch anime. Yep. Ghost in the Shell's one of my favorite movies of all time. Akira, also. But yeah, I mean, comic books are where sort of my focus and passion are these days. And I just love. So when I have hauls like this was actually a really good week for me in terms of Jim Lee stuff. 8 books for $8 is not bad. Not a bad week, especially when, like, what is it? Like 5 of the books are Jim Lee. So was this 103? This is the 103 in my collection now. 103rd Jim Lee book in my collection. And then I think, let's see. Yep, this is my final. And this is the book I was talking about before we started. Minutia Minute. I'm sure Minutia is going to probably watch this on the rerun. But shout out to Minutia Minute. He recently did Colin Bearded's villain challenge. And he shared a bunch of Batman villain covers. And he had this on there. And I just thought, when I watched the video, I was like, man, that would be a cool cover, because I don't have this. I have the entire Hush run, but there are a few variant covers in this run that I haven't picked up, this being one of them. And today, of all places, lucky me, that I decided to stop by the Half Price Books, coming back from work. I got this copy for, yes, 25 cents. Can you believe that? 25 cents for Batman Hush, $6.19. I think that this has to be one of the just like best finds. And so when I pick up stuff like this on the cheap, and it's the stuff that's in my wheelhouse, the stuff that's on my checklists, I just, that's like, for me, like the best feeling. And it makes me want to not buy books off eBay and stuff, but just focus on, these like small haul, hunts. Yeah. Now, I mentioned, for those of you following me, and it looks like everybody here follows me and supports my channel. So thank you guys for tuning in right now. But I've mentioned on many occasions about my philosophy in comic book hunting. Which is the Korean concept of fate and destiny, unmyeong, and I apply it to my hunts. So basically, when you go out, you're going to run into books that only you are destined to find. You're there at that right moment, at that right place with the box. It's right in front of you. It's for you. And so when you run across a book that you connect with and say, oh man, I can't believe I found this, or this is you got to get that book. You got to get that book. And so I would hope you have budget to make a decision like that, and not regret not having picked it up, because maybe, obviously if it's a really, really expensive book and you just can't pick it up because of financial reasons, I wouldn't say pick it up. You got to manage your own, what you can afford. But if you're out on the hunt with a set budget and that book comes across and it fits in that budget, by all means, pick it up. Yeah. Hush is a good run, and yeah, get the there's some of those second prints. There's some of those like different variant covers. So it's more than, it does take some time. I have the complete run, the issue run, but There are maybe 4 variant covers that I don't have. Well, I probably 3 now that I've added this one, that I don't have in the collection, but this one is nice. Now, it's not in the best condition, but for 25 cents, you can't complain. There are just some spine ticks there. And Joker has this shirt on that says, I killed Jason Todd and all I got was this t-shirt, which is hilarious. It's just a really, and it's, the Riddler playing chess with all the Batman and the villain pieces. There's Hush right there. So just a great cover. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, this is a short video, but again, thanks for tuning in, guys, and celebrating my 100th Jim Lee book in the collection. All of you guys will share a special place in my heart for being here for the 100th issue. Let me just pull it back out here. So this is the bad boy right here, number 100, and yeah, great pickup. 75 cents. I paid 75 cents for this one. 75 cents for this one. 25. I paid half of cover. Or sorry, 25 for this one. Half of cover for this one. $2 for this one, and $2 for that one. So $8 total on about an 8-book haul. Not a bad week. And again, now that I've got some additional space, because my room's not that big, but I got some space here now. I don't know if you can see the boxes here. I've got some spaces to add maybe 2 or 3 more short boxes of comics. I'm still kind of working to fill one of my short boxes, but that should be fairly soon. So when I fill that one, I'm gonna get another short box, and we'll just start working on that. But yeah, just trying to pick up stuff on the cheap. I'm really conscious about what I'm spending. I don't have a particularly large budget. I know some of you probably spend a little bit more than me on comics, which is cool. My wife does give me like a monthly budget to spend, but I'm trying to save that, like kind of save it up for a big book. And so right now there are a lot of big books on my list, as I'm sure all of you as well. Thanks, Slim. Yeah, thanks for the comments. Yeah, I know the feeling. You can kind of get caught up in like wanting to pick up stuff, right? Like you see something and you just want it, and you go on eBay, you kind of hunt for it, you find a good price and you buy it, but then something else comes up, and yeah, you kind of I got caught in that cycle, and I wanted to stop and slow down. I think half price books, if you have one in your era, it's a great place to pick up keys and stuff. They're not going to be in the best condition, but you'll get a real broad range of. I mean, you can find Bronze Age stuff from time to time. They do have Silver Age stuff from time to time, not all that often. A lot of the 2 half price books I go to on a regular basis, one doesn't have a comic book guy, but they do price the sort of the older books. They do price them pretty competitively. The other one just prices everything a little bit higher, but again, you'll find stuff like this for half of cover, which is $1.50. Half of that is 75 cents. If you can pick up for 75 cents, that's a victory right there. Yeah. Again, fanboy, I'm looking forward to your video on your half price books haul. 50 cents is still a good clearance bin, I think. 50 cents, especially if and again, the Superman stuff that you're looking for, you'll find those all day, like the 90s Jurgens run. So I would say focus on picking them up there or in your quarter bins or
dollar bins or whatever that at your LCS. Don't pick them up on eBay or anything like that. That's great. Hey, comic book musings. Hey guys, why? So I got a lot of people in this live chat, which is really great. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and just again, this is the 100th Jim Lee book I've added to the collection, but I've also added 4 more, so I'm at 104. The count is 104, and just looking to pick up more. So when I do my 200th Jim Lee book, I don't know when that will be. Could be this year, could be 2 years from now, but I will get there. Trust me, I will get to the 200th Jim Lee book at some point. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.